Hello and welcome. My name is Jason Thomas, CEO of JTC Trades in Oklahoma City and Tulsa, a place where you can come to learn the 2 to 3 years experience, but learn while you're getting paid on the job site. Micro put it best here. The willingness to get dirty has always defined us as a nation. If we have the right people in place for these trades jobs, we can have a very lucrative career and a professional career. By the end of this presentation, you should learn many things, but one of the greatest things that we offer you is to not look for another job the rest of your life. How much is that worth? The trades, as Micro stated here, is a great place to grow. This is the Devon Tower project, one of our first projects in Oklahoma City. It was the biggest ground up job west of the Mississippi. We jumped in on this job because we're not intimidated to take on heavy, high stressful situations. And these big jobs are a great place to learn. We turned the Devon Tower into basically a college of learning. Some of the men that went through the 3 years on this job actually moved on to run their own businesses in demolition, carpentry, and other things. But this is what the Devon Tower people said about us. This is Larry Smith of Holder Construction. By far the best thing we found in traveling in this town and traveling the whole country. Welders, fire alarm sprinklers, and surveyors, they are all benefiting from JTC's blue-collar hands-on training we call blue-collar development. Many commercial careers require a real-world experience, at least a year to 2 years. So how do you get this experience if you don't have it already or didn't go to school? A lot of electrical companies will show you the door because they need it before you even come to work with them. The JTC is uniquely designed to give you those 1 to 2 years experience and to equip you with the right foundational certificates of training, licensing, and tools, terminology, and also networks in order to grow to these higher end blue collar jobs, such as welding. Did you know welders make up to $100 an hour when they have their own training and their own certificates called the 6G Welding Cert? That's around, we'll get into it. What you see in the video here is our basic training, and we actually rent the vocational schools that you would normally pay $27,000 to go get a welding degree. We do it for free while you're learning. Fire alarm technician make $28 an hour. Nobody knows about the great booming industry of fire and security systems. Carpenters, did you know carpenters is not just a low-end job? Carpenters can turn into superintendents very easily because they're on the job from beginning to the end, learning all the trades as they come and go, networking, managing timetables, managing expenses and materials. You'll learn a lot as a carpenter. You can turn easily into a superintendent after 2 or 5 years of experience. Fire sprinkler technician, that's the highest one we have. Fire sprinkler is not a plumber, even though they do a lot of plumbing work, pipe threading and hanging pipes and hangers and things like that. They'll have no sink and no stink with our fire sprinklers. They make up to $47, and those guys are life responders. Think about it. If their system fails and their fire sprinklers don't go off, they never call the ambulances through our fire alarm technicians. When you guys hook up those panels and it calls the emergency, you are a first responder. So we're not selling any kind of dumb jobs here at JTC. These are great high-end jobs, lifetime type jobs. And as I said before, if we do this right, you'll never look for another job the rest of your life. What's that worth to you? Jobs and certified training all in one. We thought we could do foundational, fundamental training after work and even in convenience of the videos and online trainings. I prefer to learn online. I was diagnosed with the ADD, and I was told by many smart college recruiters that I probably didn't have what it takes to be a successful person. I disagree, because I found my home in the blue collar world where hands-on is king and college degree is secondary. We sure don't like debt very much either in our new world of learning from videos. So things you can learn from this video today will be to design your own goal and learn a career at the pace that you want to learn at. Meet the people and develop the skill to eventually build your own home without the cost of a mortgage. What would that do when you have no cost from school and very little cost from building your own home? You exit the debt grid altogether. Your life will be wide open. So why is this not a staffing agency? I'm going to answer that question. how we guarantee to get you paid every single hour that you work, even up to 15-minute intervals. You're also going to learn the expectations of the job. It may be a lot more boring than you expect to see. So we're not working on houses, we're working on giant buildings, and it's the build and repeat, build and repeat. Sometimes we sweep the floor or watch the elevator. It's part of the job. Stress is all along the way, but good communication will have you learning the job at the fastest rate possible. And we'll show you how to get fast raises here. Something very unique about this company is we want you to rise up to the top as fast as possible, according to your own merit. We promise that you'll get what you get out of this. We promise that you get your goal in construction. You get what you get because you have a goal assigned to you. You pick the goal and we'll help you get there. Would you run a race without a finish line? That's like working in a job without a goal. Construction's fraught with these things. So if we help you pick a goal from day one, get you to that finish line faster. And you'll probably high five us when you get across the finish line, because you'll be making a lot more money and you'll never have to look for a job again. Commercial construction is very intimidating and stressful. Lots of safety things going on all around you. We highly recommend that you move from carpentry, which is the starting point, to these higher end with the training, specifically safety training, OSHA 10, fall protection, scissor lift. Those are the prerequisites for the fire suppression and fire alarm. Be aware that the $9.50 an hour, nobody starts at $9.50 because construction is booming, as you know. The wages have gone way up. We don't start anybody below $12.50 an hour. And then we make it really easy to you to achieve those first raise within 2 weeks, according to your own merit. Work at the pace you want to work. So take notes on these videos. I'm going to teach you a lot of hacks. When you get to the job site, don't forget about that. Let them see you taking notes. Let the boss understand that you're here to learn. It really, really does you a great benefit for them to know that you are one kind of guy that want to learn this job and you want to be there. Then those guys, the older, specifically older guys, will be more adapted to train you what they know. Pick a goal. Welder, glazer, that is a glass installer. Surveyor, working with robots and total stations. HVAC mechanic, I think you know what that is. Fire suppression, fire alarms. We do have a company license in that, and you will be very well taken care of if you pick a career in fire alarm or fire sprinklers. Live without debt from school. This is Leo Bilicus. And he worked here as a laborer, but he worked his way up. He was interested in welding. We sent him over to welding in the summertime. We rent the vocational shop. We rent the teacher. We pay for a lot of money that most companies will not pay for. But this is what we do. So we have fire alarm technician scholarships to get you the same kind of thing for fire alarms. We have a self-help seminars that are coming on every month. You'll get a list of this, and I'll show you how to access the database to sign up for those after-work classes. And we have the the OSHA 10 training for fast raise. Fast raise at your own pace. You take the OSHA 10, we'll give it to you online. You finish it, we give you the raise. Welding 101 training with our in-shop mentor named Carlos. And we also have lunch and learn guest speakers, military speakers, guys that were motivational speakers, business entrepreneurs, credit counselors. We have all kinds of people to help you with the day-to-day grind, because we don't want to bet on a horse that is not willing to run the race. When you're with us, you're with a winning team. Free tools for attending all these classes. We don't pay any money after work, but you will get so much more in networks, and the people we introduce you to, you'll be around them for they're in the business of construction in Oklahoma City and Tulsa. You'll see them all over the place. Very valuable thing is networking. No debt from a mortgage. What if you could build your own house and exit the debt grid altogether? This is the dream of JTC. Build networks with subcontractors. This is Daryl Shackelford from Nail Commercial Interiors. He's been doing this for 30-something years. He's a project manager. The guy knows everything about building, everything about framing, everything about drywall, everything about ceilings, everything about ADA codes. You can't get a better resource than being at these trainings and learning. Yeah, you're going to sacrifice 4 hours of your Saturday. You're going to get so much more than money from these networking events. So talk to our mentors. At the end of this video, I'll give you communication and phone numbers, and you could access that database and talk to any of these mentors And even during the workday, these guys are set up to be able to train you. That's their job. And they like to do it. They're good people, they're great communicators. So once you're at a certain level, after 6 months, you can enroll in JTC labor managerial trainings. So after 6 months, you'll be able to rise up to a manager, because I think we all need a little bit of skill building on how to better communicate in this world where communication is all over the place. So we found a few methods we'd love to train you to get better, ROI out of your workers. When you start a business, you'll want return on investment from your workers too. So we're just going to pay it forward using this mentorship system. So the big question is this a staffing company? I'll show you a few things here. We give sign-on bonuses like staffing companies do. Yes, when you're good at your job and you get selected and the companies want to have you, we're going to make sure that you get some of the revenues from being able to get you through the training and get you onto the field. $200 referral bonuses. So if you got a friend that really wants to learn the blue collar world but doesn't want to go to school, send them our way. We'll give you cash money for that little perk. Training licenses. We own license in alarm. We own a license in electrical. And we have a way to get you apprenticeship licenses and trainee licenses with the Department of Labor. Free tools. You do some trainings, you take some trainings with our people after work, whether it's online or whether it's in person. We're going to make sure you get incentivized with the free craft professional tools. Welding classes, like we mentioned before. OSHA 10. We're doing OSHA 10. That is like a license to be on a big commercial job. You're not getting on these big jobs without 10 hours of safety training. Why? Because I told you it's a very dangerous place. You need to know about the job site hazards. Survey equipment. We do all kinds of specialized training, pipe fitting machines and specialized equipment. We're going to do these trainings. I don't know one staffing agency in the whole world that is doing all this. And by the way, this costs a lot of money to produce these kind of learning programs. That tool right there is called a total station. Costs $27,000. Now I have to get a trainer to come out here to teach us how to run it. It's not rocket science. You can learn this stuff very easily. The fundamentals of it are very easy to understand. So these are things why we're not a staffing agency. Staffing agency, I believe, just looking for a back. We are looking for a winner. Winning is what we do. Never miss any hours. If you were like me, it probably made you a little bit angry, frustrated, maybe even wanted to quit your last job because they didn't get your hours right. We've pinpointed the source of this conflict, and it's communication conflict. So we've purchased this kind of software where you log in with your cell phone, download the app. It's called PAYLOCITY. You can hit this punch clock, and it'll clock in with the GPS stamp showing the boss and everybody else that you're on the job site and you've punched in early for work. That means money. That's like gold. If I could prove that you clocked in early for 90 days, I can look the boss in the eye and say, this gentleman is good for 19 years because this is how he is now. I expect him to grow and learn, and he'll be even better in the future. This is how we do it. So we also cover your hours on that. Never miss any hours. Do not punch in 7:01. Don't punch in late. Don't punch out early, 3:29. So 7 to 3:30 are our hours. Do not punch in late. Do not go home early, and everything's great. So if you do have to have time off, if you do have to miss for any kind of reason, hit that time off button that you see right there on your screen and select unpaid time off. You will get paid time off at a certain point defined in your benefits book. And you have unpaid time off until that kicks in. You just simply give us a note. Sick, car, family problems, but please give us plenty of notice. The really bad workers in construction have a call-in record once or twice a week. Do not look like one of those squeaky wheels because they usually get let go very fast and they exit the learning grid very fast. So they're not the winning type that we want. Attendance is key. Everybody's looking at attendance, and this is how we track it. What to expect from construction jobs. You might not know this. If you come from residential and trying to go into commercial world, it is kind of a shock, a culture shock. We're expected a lot more hours. We're expected on time. When we go into hospitals, we cannot go on with flip-flops and tennis shoes, cut up jeans, tank tops. We're very professional. In OSHA, ramrods, all of our big job sites. When we were on that Devon Tower, OSHA was looking at our job sites every day. They had an office right next to it. And so they scrutinize us a lot on safety. But you want to look like a professional so you get paid more. When you earn enough safety training certificates, you'll have enough credits to buy your own safety harness. You show up with your own safety harness and a set of tools, and you got your own hard hat, vest, safety glasses, gloves, heavy leather work boots, and you're wearing the right attire, nobody's going to treat you like an unprofessional person, even if you lack the 2 years of experience that most people require to even open the door to their construction company. Construction's full of uneasiness. You might feel like you're underutilized sweeping the floor. We have these gaps in construction. It's very important to understand when one job closes or ends, the other one doesn't just open up. We have these gaps. You will be sweeping the floor. It will happen. It happens to all job sites. It's not an insult. The bosses could go get a $9 an hour rent-a-drunk and replace you for a cheaper guy, but that's not our goal. Most of our contractors want us to go and be with their company for the rest of our lifetime, so they'll give you a broom, they'll give you a security position, a gate, or run an elevator. This is not an insult. Just be patient. Get to the next job, and then the learning requires. Keep taking that time that you have open to come in and do some safety trainings, acquire the tools, and do some of the things that we do here in our office. But please do not see it as a waste of your time. This is the truth about construction. It sometimes is very just very sporadic with the things that the job task could vary from time to time. It's just the nature of the beast. And we do move from one side of the city to the other. So if you're driving 45 minutes to work one day, the next day you might be driving 10 minutes or might be near your house. This is how construction works. Make sure that's what you're expecting when you first start JTC, especially coming from other lower end fields like residential or other kinds of construction. Call your JTC communication specialist to see what's coming up next if you need to know what's after the next job, or look at this PAYLOCITY community section. In the news and events, we'll always post there what's going on with the company, so you can feel that you can see and understand the next jobs. We've got some big ones coming up, so check out the community section, check out the company links to understand more about your benefits and perks in the JTC training system. So these are some of the completed stories. In conclusion, I'd like to show you a couple of success stories that we've had. This is Sam De La Rosa. He started in January 22nd of 2020. During that time, he acquired his OSHA 30-hour training. Now, you're going to get a 10-hour training. This guy tripled it up and did a 30, which is the big boss level type. We offered that free of charge in January as well. Fall protection, commercial plan reading, alarm trainee license, which we have to have a manager. We are licensed with the Department of Labor to do this. We could do the job of fire alarm technician, but we just supply them great apprentices and proteges. That's what we do. Free tool incentives. He's got a lot of the different things that you see here he had gained from JTC. And then eventually we got him the $600 scholarship where we partner up with the OKBFAA, it's Fire and Burglar Alarm Association, to help speed up the licensing. I paid $600. Now he's a technician. And this happened within a 6-month period. Now, by the end of the year, Sam, before the end of the year, before the middle of the summer, he's able to have apprentices underneath him. He's driving his own company vehicle. He has his own laptop and phone, and he'll never have to look for another job. Same way with Sean Young here. Sean came into us, didn't know a whole lot about construction. He really jumped in and learned a lot of things. He had 4 raises in his time year. He came in at 2016. By 2018, he had 4 raises. He learned how to skid steer training, silica awareness, respirator fit test, forklift certification. So he was uniquely fit to go over to the countertop company, and the countertop company snagged him up. Now they send him all over the world. He's doing exotic countertops. If you come into JTC OKC office, you'll see one of his countertops in the front foyer, which he installed. He's very proud of it. He quarried it out of Brazil using a CAD program he learned on the job. So very fun stories here. That's the success we're looking for, and that's what I mean when we say we are designing winners here. The goal of the company is winning. How fast can you get a raise? As fast as you want to. We'll make sure that your hard work is recognized through hard hat stickers and different elements added in, pictures of work, tools that you've acquired, people that you've met, achievements that you've made. All goes into our little character tracking app, and it gives you a score. It measures your attendance compared with other people's attendance. So it makes a highlight of your work ethic. Even if you're quiet or introverted, this is going to shine out brighter than any word you could say is your character, is your achievements, is your personality attributes. And we'll make sure that if you get the OSHA training, we're implementing a merit-based raise system. Get your first raise within 2 weeks. If you have 2 weeks of perfect attendance, I mean, you didn't call in, you didn't cut the schedule, or for anything that you did in inclement weather, that wouldn't count. Job slowdowns, that wouldn't count. But if you call into work something that you came up with when you're on schedule, that you will not be able to get it until you have 2 weeks of perfect attendance. Then we'll give you the OSHA training, finish the training, dollar raise. Okay, you also get the certificate training sticker for your hard hat, so everybody knows that you're a professional. And the second one happens within 6 months to a year. We'll get you over, like for the fire and burglar alarm, like Eric's doing here that you see in this photo. Your second raise will be when you get a professional license or move up to a professional level. How do you get up to a professional level? Well, we'll have a lesson plan to give you. When you first get hired here, we'll have a checklist. Check all the boxes, you're a professional. So make sure that you look at those lesson plans. It's also a merit-based raising system is what I like to call it, because this is not like school. Lesson plan might scare off a lot of our blue-collar guys. And we want to make sure that you are recognized for your hard work with your hands and not anything you've done in a classroom. Although classroom work is some of the things that we do, you'll do 99% of your training on the job site. Links to videos, benefits, promises, everything is in writing. We are big on handwritten promises, so you know that I'm not blowing smoke at you like it's done to me in the past. Make sure that this is a very good training program. This is what you want. We'll sign on the documents. We'll write up the game plan. We'll give you the lesson plan. You check the boxes, you get the raise. You come to work every day, it makes things happen. Once again, attendance is key. If you call in 2 or 3 times a week, please do not take this job. It is not right for you. We work so many hours in the world. We work right through the rainstorms, the ice, sleet. We fix things that the tornadoes blow down. We're always there. Blue collar guys are, right up there with the Marine Corps, in my opinion. Some of these lines workers, man, they're working in the middle of the night, working in storms. We're that same class of blue collar people. Make sure that's what you want. It's not an easy job. It's full of stress. It's full of safety problems. Make sure that you can communicate with us very well. So we're going to ask for great communications from you. And also it showed you a few things that you can do using the app, but you can also text us, phone call us, or email us. Here's a communication team. Oklahoma City, Burton Ferris is our safety guy. You can call him or text him, 405-697-9558. Eric Lynn's of Workforce Development. For upcoming jobs, call him, 405-625-0238. Jimmy Mullet is our low-volt electrician. You call him low-volt alarm. There's his license. And he's our mentor. You can call him at that number, 405-229-3771. Carlos is in our welding shop to do our hands-on operations. You can call him at our main office line, 405-601-4848. Mike Thomas is working in the Tulsa office, mostly on operations executive. You can text him or call him, 918-282-2050. You can call me anytime at the main office number, extension 702 during business hours. I'd love to talk to you. I'd like to get with you. You got your questions and stuff, you need something from me, I'm available. Press 3 till after hours to leave a high priority voicemail, and I'll get right to you. Well, that's it for in conclusion of all this. Somebody will be getting with you as soon as possible to get you the paperwork to start a lifetime career in the trades if that's what you want. Make sure that this is exactly what you wanted to do, because it's not an easy path to live without school and without debt, without mortgage. That's pretty nice incentive to be able to come here. 90 days with me, you can go anywhere you want. Our agreement's for 90 days. Some guys stay with me up to 6 months to get the most amount of training. Very rare if somebody stays here more than 2 years. But if you do stay here, we treat you right. We're teaching you things day and night. We're making sure that we're doing the shipping containers and other tiny home things. It's a fun job. So make sure that this is what's right for you, and moving forward, we'll be able to get the paperwork with you. So if you have any questions, call any of these numbers and ask us your question at any time. Thank you for your time. We hope you go very far here at JTC.